All right, the Red Skull meets the Gay Men's Choir. Wish me luck, because this is a challenge to get through. So the Gay Men's Singing Censored meets the Red Skull. I read Captain America 30, and I saw this article about the San Francisco globalist singers, or the singers of, I'll say Satan. I'm just going to assume that these guys aren't actually members of any church. Literally, singing to Lucifer about brainwashing kids. Why are adult gay men singing about children in the first place? And it doesn't matter if the song is serious or not, they're adults singing about sexualizing kids. Oh, look how daring and subversive we are, singing about banging kids. Aren't we delightfully wicked? But what are you going to do? You must tolerate us, or else the ADL, ACLU, SPLC will dox you, get you fired. They'll call their friends in the banks, who will literally close your accounts. You'll be made homeless. Basically, their goal is to get you to self-harm yourself from this mortal coil. That is the gift of a tolerant democracy. So Weimar, like actual peak Weimar, yes, it's really happening. Inconceivable that I thought I would live to see this. So what's the deal with globalists and kids? Well, they convert kids. Yes, that's how the cycle of abuse works. It just spreads without treatment. So technically, I suppose they are converting kids, and they're bragging about it. I could ask, what are the limits of tolerance? Should we incorporate some aspects of creative jurisprudence to clean up society? But this is a multifaceted approach to deconstructing and destroying globalist supremacy. We must use critical globalist theory to dismantle their evil. We must call out globalism wherever we find it. Look, behind that rock, there's some globalism. A society that promotes sodomizing kids is a society that has been infiltrated by lizard people. Maybe Alex Jones was right all along. There are reptilian overlords. We literally have the dancing boys of San Francisco. Why isn't the mayor, governor, Congress, or the executive doing anything? Scott Wiener, the San Francisco official, made it easier to hurt children. Go search Scott Wiener and the Pride Parade. The mayors and governors ride in the gay pride parades. They're 100% on board with transsexual children, literally mutilating and sterilizing kids to be catamites for Epstein, Giselle Maxwell types, allegedly Alan Dershowitz, Maria Abramovic, all those other folks who partied on the island. So how does that happen? When globalists control the positions of power, the financial institutions, the media, school boards, teachers' unions, city councils, judges, the Congress, executive branch, and big tech. That's how it happens. Country won't run itself, guys. We have to get involved. America went from a constitutional, high-trust, high-IQ nation to be literally nothing more than a commercial zone for the ultra-wealthy. After the events 20 years ago, they started taking off the mask. If they could get away with that, they could do anything, as long as they placated the masses with bread and circuses. Thank God, in their hubris, they screwed that up. It turns out that kneeling millionaires was a bridge too far for the normie. I think if people turned off sports and streaming movies and just read the news via social media, we would see how hot the water has become and start looking for the man behind the curtain who's controlling the stove. Yeah, I know, I mixed that. If the choice is civil war or diddling kids, then it's better to split the country up into the globalists and the nationalists. It might not even take war. People might be willing to do it peacefully. The people probably want it, but we the people aren't in positions of power. The globalists control Washington. So how do slaves seek redress of grievances? I think a country is better served when the people control the banks and big tech, and the media must be compelled to share airtime with dissenting voices. Otherwise, it's just globalist propaganda. Put cameras in the classrooms, use technology to blur out the kids' faces, because the people need to hear every word the teacher is saying in a public school, because the teachers aren't trustworthy. Public school propaganda must not be secret. Doing things in secret is how we got to this point. It gives these Bolshevik teachers way too much power and influence. And a lot of school teachers are really, really deeply disturbed. A lot of cat ladies. We got to this point because NGOs like banks, tech, media are much more powerful than we the people. That can't continue. Absolutely cannot continue. Otherwise, we're not a nation. We're nothing. We're not a nation if big tech is more powerful than our representatives. Money is power. Twitter, Facebook, the banks are like nations within a nation. They have so much money and power, they can influence elections. You can't run for office in America without access to social media, banking, and crowdfunding. That is unacceptable. We the people must be back in control if we ever were. Congress has zero interest in addressing this issue, and Biden is controlled by his advisors, who are Bolsheviks, with interests adverse to American ones. The only way to do this is via grassroots, a free speech, open access to the digital town square platform. Because if the First Amendment doesn't apply to digital media, then it's meaningless. The digital forum is the new town square. It has to apply, otherwise you don't have a real expression of your constitutional rights. America controlled by the people, not the bankers and media, as it was intended. And to be fair, Trump sat on his fat ass and did nothing but continue the wars in the Middle East because his masters of puppets wanted it that way. Hey Trump, Kushner told you to stay off of Gab because it's all Euro-American nationalists. How did that work out for you, you fat effing brain-damaged person? Kushner and your Marxist advisors were serpents that you hired. Trump's advisors were half internationalists, so he continued wars in the Middle East. Can anyone tell me why sacrificing American life 10,000 miles away helps America? Why are we bleeding in the Middle East? It's very far away. Why don't we protect our own borders? Biden's advisors are 100% globalists, so I'm sure he will be sending more drone strikes to nuke Iran or Syria. Whatever Israel tells him to attack, he will do their bidding. Because if you're not Israel's puppet, then you ain't black. So Captain America. Ta-Nehisi Coates is an idiot who wrote 30 issues of Captain America that I assume didn't sell because he turned Captain into a soy boy vagina and made Red Skull the hero. He spent 30 issues fighting blonde American nationalists, so literally the people who made America a safe, high-trust place. You know how they talk about people being promoted beyond where they should settle comfortably? Ta-Nehisi Coates, if you're a privileged purse puppy on the oppression ladder, you're going to get promoted several places beyond where you should settle, as I don't know what he should be writing, but all his writing is bad. He's not as clever as he thinks he is. It's like the Dunning-Kruger effect, where he thinks he's more competent than he is, as if he's fooling people. It's like it's so heavy-handed and obvious. Even children are reading this. They may not know why they don't like it exactly, but they know something's wrong with the feeling of it, because all the people they know to be good are portrayed as bad. That doesn't make any sense, because empirically it doesn't make sense to them. Coates tried to make the blonde people the antagonists. Everything he had Red Skull saying was more on point than anything that Captain America was saying. Oh, you want clean, safe neighborhoods without inner-city drive-bys, trans kids, and globalist predators? Well, that's what the landscape painter wanted. Okay, that sounds awesome. Can I get one of those guys? No, he was bad. Sex changes and trans kids are good things. No, they're not. All that degeneracy is vile. We don't want any part of that. Ta-Nehisi failed in his propaganda because whatever side that has the blonde people on it is the right side. The side of Coates burns cities, has Chicago levels of violence, drag kids, censorship, struggle snuggles. The Red Skull side has clean, safe neighborhoods because, and follow me here, blonde people make clean, safe neighborhoods possible. Coates is literally saying separation is the way forward because we have irreconcilable differences. His side wants to riot and loot, and hate Blondie. Okay, we actually don't have to live together. We can do anything we want if we really want it, even if it means teaming up working together for a short time period to accomplish our goal and then separate. It seems like that's the way it's going. Why not just throw it on the table? If that's a way forward to peace and tranquil harmony, you can have one area of the country where globalists can do whatever they want. They can have dancing boys of San Francisco if they wish. And you know, California, like geographically speaking, 2/3 of California is conservative, but numerically speaking, that 1/3 controls everything. Odd. It doesn't seem to be really representative republic anymore. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys. Oh, thanks for the coffee support. I will see you guys next episode.